Hi guys, Con here. So here we have the Volvo XC40 again. This car went with us to Penang, in which we joined the Club Audi Malaysia Penang Pursuit event. All right, and we went to Penang and back. So now in this video, I'm following up on my previous video of the XC40 and highlight some of the new features that I missed out on my previous video and discovered along the way of this drive. So you see, just give you a walk around. This is the XC40 in its sole T5 R Design all-wheel drive trim. Okay, so here you can see the R Design trim name is marked here in the C pillar, and yeah, so here it shows you here T5 R Design all-wheel drive. Step to the back, and so here we are, the overall look of the car. I would say that on the whole, as a whole, the XC40 is a very handsome looking car and is very nicely proportioned. Okay, certainly many city dwellers, I believe, would greatly appreciate its combination of a tall ride height plus very compact dimensions. The one part of the XC40's design which still needs a bit of getting used to is this area here. This area has quite a bit of visual bulk and mass, especially this thick C pillar together with how this sharp rise here of the window line to meet this character line here. Yeah, so this part of it takes a bit of getting used to, but overall this is a very handsome looking car, and I would say that this XC40 looks best when you specify it with bright colors such as this red here, and also as well as another blue shade. Now usually I don't pop the bonnet for my test car videos, but this time around I'm making an exception. Okay, so the Volvo didn't bother to flip the bonnet release switch to the driver's side, but that's not a big deal really, because opening the bonnet is not something that you do every day. So here, okay, this is the front trademark Volvo Iron Mark grille. So now with the XC40, the Iron Mark takes an additional significance because this arrow points to where the bonnet release catch is. Right, so if you follow the line of that arrow, you will reach the release catch. Okay, neat little design detail. This is the 2-liter turbocharged T5 Drive-E engine making 250 horsepower and 350 newton meters of torque. Okay, so one more external feature to highlight, the windshield wipers. Now, last time back in the 80s, 90s, the windshield water spray would have been on the bonnet. Okay, then later on, car makers learned to be smarter. They move the windshield spray nozzle to here, all right, somewhere around here. In the Volvo XC40, okay, it's placed right on the wiper arm itself. So when you wash, when I activate the washer, right, okay, so here again, so it sprays water from here, all right, from here straight into the path of the wiper blades to clean your windshield. It is at once a neat and more effective solution than what's currently available, and of course it also comes with headlight washers as well. So now come to the back here. In my previous video I've already demonstrated that the XC40 has powered tailgate release. What I didn't show you in the previous video was that it also has hands-free tailgate operation. So you see here my hands, I'm holding the key fob, and right here at the edge of the number plate, okay, I didn't do that too well, yeah, and it opens. Okay, so I've shown you before the functionalities of the of the boot, but I'll just run through it quickly again. So you see you have two shopping hooks here, one here, one here. You got a 12-volt socket there. You got this compartment here with a strap, and this can be raised to reveal a hidden compartment, and B, allow you to partition these two, compartmentalize the boot to two partitions, and you get these hooks to hook your shopping bag. And under here you've got a spare tire. It's a space saver, but it's still a proper spare tire, and you can put this down. One small criticism is that there are no release catches here from the back to fold the seats down, but that's okay, right? So you come to the front, pull the seats down, here you go. Okay, and one thing I do appreciate is that this is, you get a smooth loading floor here. Previous week in the other test XC40 test car, I used it to ferry some of my IKEA shopping that included a full-size cupboard. Okay, so to close, let's try that again. Hey, all right, I guess it's a question of getting the kicking correct lah, huh? So come around here, close this back. Okay, please pardon the mess. I was ferrying my daughter made a bit of a mess here in the seats, so later gonna have to go to the car wash. So this part of the video, I'm just going to show you the the seat backs. Okay, now a lot of people commented that this seat recline angle this seat is not sufficiently reclined, so for long distance angle it may be tiring. But yesterday, okay, for the Campfest trip, right, we drove all the way to Penang and back. My wife's seat was seated at the back to keep my daughter company. She did not complain of any exhaustion, although she also did express appreciation if the seat could have been reclined by just a notch more. So these seats have no recline adjustment. This is a fixed angle, right? Okay, and the other thing that I commented, okay, was that the seats themselves seem to lack thigh support. Okay, but the leg room is good. Okay, you get good leg room. Okay, there's a lot of space here. Bobby commented that he believes that Volvo designed these seats specifically short because the XC40 is catered mostly for young families, all right, and which are more likely to frequently carry children at the back rather than full-sized adults. So these shorter seats is catered more for young, children below 12 or 13 years old. This would be a just nice size for them. Okay, so I'm going to explore one feature here, individual drive mode. So with this, you are able to see, okay, when you press drive mode here, you can choose between 5 modes: comfort, individual, dynamic, eco, and even off-road. All right, you can even choose to set the car to drive in off-road mode. But let's explore individual drive mode first. So here you can choose, well, this is the base, sort of like the base setup. You can choose to have everything set up based in eco, comfort, or dynamic. All right, so then this one alters the driver display characteristics. So this is basically the instrument cluster lah. All right, then this adjusts the steering force. So you can choose between high, medium, or low steering force. Again, this is very easy to implement with electric power steering. This adjusts your throttle mapping, your brake pedal, okay, whether you want this to be gentle or more aggressive. Then you also adjust your climate control usage as well as the engine start stop. Okay, so from this menu we can see that the XC40, as specified for Malaysia market, does not come with adjustable suspension, but that is okay because my experience with this car thus far, right, I have no complaints with the standard suspension. All right, so not having adjustable suspension, that's perfectly fine with me. Alright guys, so right now I'm doing a simple demo of the Pilot Assist feature. So to activate Pilot Assist, you press this button here. So pressing this button here sets Pilot Assist to your current speed, which at that point of time when I pressed it was 55 kilometers per hour. So you just press this button, this plus minus button here allows you to adjust speed. Okay, now right now actually what I've set is the adaptive cruise control. So now I press this left button, sorry, this right button to activate Pilot Assist, and I can press left again just to activate merely adaptive cruise control. So one point to note when you use Pilot Assist or adaptive cruise control is that these systems, they are not meant to replace you, the driver. It is only meant to assist you, okay? Hence the emphasis on the word assist, right? So you still need to keep your attention on the road. So right now I reactivate Pilot Assist, now back to 44 kilometers per hour. Right, let me just come into this lane. Now as I enter this lane with slower moving traffic, the car immediately reduces its speed. Now right now I'm still in adaptive cruise control, so I'm still required to perform to operate the steering myself. So I press to activate Pilot Assist, and I see this green steering icon here. Then it shows that the steering wheel is also functioning autonomously, but the car detects whether or not I'm holding the steering, and if I release the steering for too long a time, it would sound a warning. It's not sounding a warning yet because I think the speed is still quite low. Now at 25 kilometers per hour, I can just let my hands off the wheel. Okay, now you see it shows here apply steering, and now that I ignore it further, it just tells if the warning turns red. So now I put my hands back in on the steering wheel, and it resumed, the Pilot Assist resumes. Now yesterday when I tested this on the way back from Penang, I realized that this Pilot Assist now is refined well enough that it works well in the dark. It also works well in low to moderate rain. It was only in really severe downpour that the Pilot Assist feature really just cut off and handed control of the car back to me. Okay, so let me so you press these buttons to increase or reduce speed, right? So right now I can set it that, let's say that now the traffic is 30 kilometers per hour. I can set it to go at say 70 kilometers per hour. So what happens is that when that lorry in front speeds up, the car will automatically pick up speed to match. Okay, or if you switch to a clearer lane, like what I'm doing now. Okay, so now the car in front is faster, right? The car also automatically accelerates. Now, one thing I realized about using Pilot Assist is that it is better to use it in conjunction with comfort or eco mode driving modes. That way the car behaves more smoothly, and you get a more comfortable ride along the way. Because in dynamic mode, the car is more abrupt with its brake and throttle applications because it tries to replicate a sporty style of driving, right? And so also bear in mind also when you use Pilot Assist, this is a feature that is best utilized in highways, okay? And in situations where the road markings are not clear, Pilot Assist will not function. The steering wheel will, the vehicle will require you to make your steering inputs. Okay, so so now I see just now earlier when the road markings were not clear, this steering icon here shows gray. Okay, whereas now where there are clear road markings to guide the vehicle, the steering wheel is green. Okay, which means Pilot Assist is active lah. Okay, and also you have to be mindful when, say, sometimes, okay, not all the time, when cars cut in from another lane, the effectiveness of this system in detecting another vehicle encroaching into your lane I've observed in my usage is 50-50. Sometimes the car picks it up, sometimes it does not. So you are still required to keep your eyes on your mirrors and on your surroundings, and be ready to take control of the vehicle at, you know, whenever you determine that, hey, the vehicle is not responding, you better step into it. So yeah, and so at any point in time, okay, you feel that there's a vehicle, there's an obstacle in your path that you think the car is not detecting, yeah, just actively intervene with your own steering inputs or step on the brakes. All right, when you step on the brakes, it pauses the pilot assist feature. So to resume pilot assist, to set back at the previous speed, right, just press the plus button here and the car will resume pilot assist at the speed that was previously set. So you don't have to start from scratch again. So yesterday when I was driving back from along the North-South Highway, I felt it was very useful on heavy traffic conditions to set pilot assist to speeds of say 120, 130 kilometers per hour. Okay, because the prevalent speed is about 80, 90, sometimes 70. So you set to the highest speed of 120, 130 kilometers per hour. That way, the car will just follow the vehicle in front to your preset speed. You still maintain your steering, but you just let the car handle the brake and acceleration, and that way, because you reduce your workload in terms of concentration, it helps you to arrive at your destination a lot less mentally fatigued, I would say. So you see, right now I set pilot assist at 110 kilometers per hour, but traffic is going at 50 kilometers per hour, so the car just follow 50 kilometers per hour. That's it. Okay, so the XC40, okay, so in a previous video I did a Genting Run, okay, to explore the dynamic capabilities of this chassis, and I was suitably impressed. Now previously, okay, before driving this, Bobby and I, we had this conversation recalling his experience driving the XC40 in Sweden. Now at that time, during his time in Sweden, he drove an XC40 with momentum spec, so it's not an R design car. And his feedback to me at that time was that car felt more like an XC90 than you would expect from a car that should be smaller and sportier than an XC60. So after the previous Genting Run video, I found that, hey, this one, it looked like it's pretty sporty. Whoa, the body control of that car, of this XC40, is very good, very tidy, right? It handles transitions between you know, turns very in a very composed fashion. Hardly what you would call floaty. And yeah, so definitely a step up from many premium SUVs which notably includes the GLA and the X1. Yeah, okay. So the present X1, in terms of handling, I would say not as satisfying as the XC40. The previous Gen X1, that had sharper handling, but it's not as comfortable as the XC40. So in terms of the overall balance, okay, in between comfort, handling and all right, the XC40 nails a very well judged sweet spot, and that is not easy to accomplish this day and age, especially not when the car does not have adjustable or active suspension. The XC40 here runs on passive suspension, right? So it does not, when you adjust the driving modes, the suspension characteristics don't change. So in my previous Genting Run video, we established that the XC40 does sportiness well. And over the last few days driving this thing on highways and around the town of Penang, I found that it is just as capable doing urban runs. It is very satisfying to use on the highways. So overall, the dynamics of this car is very well sorted, very well balanced, good, very good all-rounded, I would say. performance of the engine too is very punchy. There are certain situations where it does get caught out with turbo lag, but yeah, once this thing gets on song, you get a very good punch from the engine's mid-range torque. So overall, as a whole, the XC40 is a very convincing product. All right, it's stylish, it's good looking, it's well built inside. The interior cabin build is excellent, and in terms of equipment, all right, some were saying, oh, it doesn't have panoramic sunroof, doesn't have Harman Kardon, but think of it also, the XC40 is class leading in terms of safety. No other competitor offers the same level of autonomous driving assistance systems as the XC40, right? And so you get a lot of kit for what you pay for, and performance of the XC40 also is class leading. 250 horsepower is no variant of the X1 or the GLA on sale in Malaysia matches to that level. Don't talk about the GLA 45 lah, that's another bracket. But if you talk about the regular GLAs, regular X1s, nothing comes close to the XC40's level of power, and certainly not even guaranteed with all-wheel drive. So at 258, right, the XC40 is where a premium compact crossover is concerned. Excellent value. It's excellent value. So the other day at the PC at the press conference, Volvo Malaysia also indicated that later on there are plans to bring in the T5 plug-in hybrid. Details of that variant is not widely available yet. But if the question you're asking is whether should you wait for the PHEV, my response is, if you go for this present variant of the T5, it's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. I think this is a very, very good car. I am very impressed by, as a whole, on what this vehicle has to offer. Okay guys, so we've brought the XC40 back to Volvo Malaysia's headquarters. So this is the unit that I was driving, and this, for comparison, is another unit, also red color, decked in an optional body kit. All right, and as you can see, first difference, the skirtings. All right, so this is actually, I believe, the same unit that I showed in the walk-around video of my previous video at the launch event. So this is probably the same car decked in the same body kit. So right in this section, I can show you the difference between this and the base car. So for starters, you can see this brushed metal finish here at the edges of the bumper. This one does not have it, and yeah, so those brushed metal finish continues along the edges of the side, which this car does not get. You get roof rack as well here, and around here at the back you also see that the exhaust tip, all right, the diffuser area also gets this brushed metal finish, which the base car that I was driving here, yeah, does not have it. So, and also, lastly, okay, our base car here has 19-inch wheels. Okay, this one has them upsized to 20, but it is the same overall design, so it doesn't look any different. And from my perspective, if you want to go for these updates, okay, this brushed metal trim, I think it makes the car look quite adds a touch of class to the car. If you have the budget, go for it. But looking at it, I think the rims probably not entirely necessary. All right, but anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Drop a line in the comment section below. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you like my content, click on the subscribe button. Press the bell icon to toggle the frequency of updates every time I upload a new video. And don't forget also to check out the channels of Bobby, Bing and Fadil, okay, of the Horizon team. And until my next video, thanks for watching. Bye for now.